Episode 14, The Betrayal. A trusted member of Anya's team turns against her. The rainforest was a battleground, scarred by the conflict between Anya's team and Thorn's mercenary force. Yet even as they fought to protect the heart of the planet, a more insidious threat was growing within their ranks. It began with subtle changes in behavior. Ben, the engineer, once a pillar of strength and unwavering loyalty, had become withdrawn. His once sharp mind seemed clouded, his focus wavering. Anya attributed it to the stress of their perilous situation, but a nagging doubt crept into her mind. Then came the disappearances. Small items, essential equipment, began vanishing without a trace. At first, it was dismissed as mere carelessness, but as the incidents increased, a sense of unease settled over the team. The final straw came when a crucial piece of data, vital to their understanding of the crystal, vanished from the central computer. It was a deliberate act of sabotage, a clear indication that there was a traitor in their midst. Anya called a meeting, her voice filled with a quiet intensity. She laid out the evidence, the subtle changes in behavior, the disappearances. The team was stunned, their trust shattered. Suspicion turned each of them into potential enemies. The atmosphere in the camp became tense, filled with unspoken accusations. The once tight-knit group was now divided, each member a suspect. Paranoia crept in, eroding the bonds of friendship and loyalty. Anya, the leader, was the most vulnerable. She had put her faith in her team, and that faith had been betrayed. The betrayal was a personal blow, a wound that cut deep. Yet, she knew she couldn't allow her emotions to cloud her judgment. She began to investigate, her focus sharp, her determination unwavering. She examined every piece of evidence, every interaction, searching for clues. She talked to the indigenous people, seeking their wisdom and guidance. Slowly, a picture began to emerge. It was a chilling portrait of betrayal, of a mind corrupted by greed and ambition. The evidence pointed to Ben, the engineer. The brilliant mind, once a beacon of hope, had been consumed by darkness. Confronting Ben was the hardest thing Anya had ever done. She found him alone, his eyes filled with a mixture of fear and defiance. The conversation was brief, filled with accusations and denials. In the end, Ben confessed, his voice barely a whisper. He had been approached by Thorn's team, offered a life of wealth and power in exchange for his loyalty. The temptation had been too great. He had betrayed his friends, his conscience, and everything he stood for. Anya felt a surge of anger, but it was quickly replaced by a profound sadness. She had lost not just a colleague, but a friend. The betrayal had shattered her faith in humanity. The road ahead was uncertain. With Ben's betrayal, they were more vulnerable than ever. Thorn's team would be expecting a counterattack, and they would be ruthless in their pursuit. Yet, Anya refused to give up. She and her remaining team members were bonded by a shared experience, a crucible of fire that had forged an unbreakable bond. They would fight on, for the rainforest, for the planet, and for the memory of their fallen comrade. The betrayal of Ben had shattered the fragile trust within the team. Paranoia was a constant companion, the jungle a place of shadows and hidden threats. Yet, the mission persisted. The rainforest was dying, and they were its last hope. Anya, with a heart heavy with grief and a mind steeled with determination, led the remaining team members. Maya, the linguist, found a renewed strength, her voice filled with a resolve that belied her gentle nature. And there was Carlos, a young indigenous guide whose connection to the forest was as deep as the roots of the ancient trees. Their target was clear, Thorn and the crystal. The heart of the rainforest was at stake, and they would do whatever it took to protect it. The confrontation came sooner than expected. Thorn's team, emboldened by their numerical advantage, launched a full-scale assault on their camp. The once tranquil rainforest was transformed into a battlefield, the sounds of gunfire echoing through the canopy. Anya and her team fought with a desperation born of survival. They were outmatched, but their knowledge of the forest gave them an advantage. They used guerrilla tactics, striking swiftly and disappearing into the undergrowth. The battle raged for hours. The rainforest was scarred, the once vibrant ecosystem further damaged. But Anya and her team refused to yield. They fought for every inch of ground, their determination fueled by a deep-rooted love for the natural world. In the end, it was a Pyrrhic victory. Thorn's team was driven back, but at a heavy cost. The heart of their team, the remnants of their hope, had been shattered. The rainforest was more wounded than ever, its recovery a daunting task. Yet, amidst the devastation, a flicker of hope remained. The crystal, the source of so much turmoil, was still there, and so were there. Anya and her remaining team members were the last guardians of the rainforest. They retreated to a hidden enclave, a place of healing and reflection. The road ahead was uncertain, filled with challenges and sacrifices. But they were not alone. The rainforest, with its indomitable spirit, was fighting back. And if there was life, there was hope.